The story here is that, Trump gave a donation to Tunnel to Towers, believe he paid off the mortgage for this family through Tunnels to Towers, and had a phone call with the family.
So right there, you saw a version of a claim that was made a million times in the wake of Donald Trump running to New York to pretend to care about crime against cops committed by migrants or whatever. That wasn't good enough for the MAGA world. So they pretended that he had paid off the mortgage of the widow of this tragic attack. It occurred in video shows like that. You had people like Ryan Fournier tweeting, "God bless President Trump for paying off the mortgage of the wife of fallen NYPD officer Jonathan Diller." He had to Google that name, he'll forget it the next day. "You will never be able to convince me that Trump is the bad guy. He has a huge heart, and I've seen it time and time again." And others said it too. The issue with that is that it's not true. It was never true. It was never based on anything. What the hell are you talking about? Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait. Click join now on YouTube. He did not pay off any mortgages. The idea, immediately, red flag should go up. Donald Trump paying for something? Donald Trump opting, volunteering to pay for something, really? No, it didn't happen. As was alluded to in the initial clip, that group, Tunnels to Towers, is a foundation. They do help to do things like this. They've done it many times, and in this case, they did do that. But they didn't do that thanks to a donation from Donald Trump. Donald Trump had nothing whatsoever to do with this. Now, they put out a tweet because they both, I guess, want but also deserve credit for this. They said that they paid off the mortgage. That's a great thing to do, that there's an organization like that can help out people who have gone through this horrendous, unimaginable experience. But the idea that that would occur, that there would be this charity set up doing good work, screw all that. Let's give it to Trump. Let's pretend that Trump did a nice thing, unprompted, undemanded. He helped someone out. And so I see that, the messages were like Ryan Fournier, he has a huge heart. So, but he didn't do it. So are you gonna like message about that? You gonna fix that? Or you're just gonna go on pretending that he did it? Because that's the character that you play online. Okay, and indeed, I looked at his Twitter account. It's been fact checked now for like 2 days. Nothing, no posts about it. And so lots of MAGA people will go on believing that he is the one who deserves credit for this when a charitable organization are the ones who actually did it. Francesca, what do you think?
Truly name me a single instance. It doesn't need to be this police officer. It doesn't need to be anything that, I don't even need anyone to take anything back. But tell me one moment where Donald Trump did anything selfless and generous to anyone or for anyone that he wasn't required to do, let's say while he was in office, which was, hey, you gotta visit the graves of the fallen soldier, right? And he's like, what did these losers do? But he went, I guess, that could be semi-selfless. He took a break from golfing and did that. But truly, John, I've been racking my brain to understand how people think that this guy is at all kind, nice, generous, good.
Good.
At all good.
The impulse that some MAGA people have to either believe or pretend to believe that he is generous or charitable, I think is one of the most pathetic things about them, honestly. And the reason for that is what they love about him is that he's an a-hole. That's what they love. He's an unrepentant a-hole who has managed to win because he's brave and strong and was handed $400 million by his daddy. That's what they like. Then own that. Don't pretend that he's also nice and kind and compassionate. He's not. He ain't the guy that pays off mortgages. He is the guy that reportedly stiffed a restaurant full of his supporters who he promised he'd buy lunch for. He screwed them over on sandwiches, but you think he's buying a mortgage for someone? Or he's the guy who had money in a kids' cancer charity that he funneled to his business, or the many times he's promised millions of dollars to charity, and over 7 years he donated about $10,000, which is like what regular people do over that time period. And he's a literal billionaire. By the way, though, these sorts of like folk tales about his generosity have been going around for years. This is a Snopes page from 1998 that he supposedly his car broke down, and what's described as just a random walking black man, that's usually what the story included, walking by, helped him out with his tire, so he paid off his mortgage. It wasn't true. God, you guys are pathetic, utterly pathetic. That's not who he is. That's not who he's ever been. That's barely who he's even claimed to be.
Yeah, he relishes in being selfish, and you're absolutely right. That's what he's run on time and time again, that he's a businessman who's bankrupting our country, and you love it. So just go with that. He's your a-hole that you somehow think he's gonna pick you to be his wingman to survive, the coming apocalypse / fascist takeover. 100%. Cool.
Yeah, and here really fast is the other side of that coin, the fact that he did not pay for that mortgage. You know what though? He could have. He could put $50 million into tunnels to towers. He could start an organization like that actually helps people. If you're a conservative who's suffering, you've got medical bills, he could pay off that. He's not going to. Even if he met you, he wouldn't do it. He could. He has billions of dollars. He could be like Johnny Appleseed of charity. He could be like Mr. Beast all over the place, helping out poor, down on their luck MAGA people. He could help raise them up. He won't. He's not gonna do that because that's not who he is. And it's weird that you at this late date haven't gotten that. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.